How's it going? My name is Evan and welcome to my channel. This is the second video of a 5-part series on how you're able to travel for free as well as get paid to do it as well. And if this is the first time that you're seeing me, if you found value in this video, I would love it if you guys like this video, comment, tell me what your favorite part was, or even if you hated it. Tell me what you hated about either myself or the video, and I'll be sure to feed the trolls and improve for next time. So in this video, we're going to be talking about videography and the 3 things you need to do to get paid as a travel videographer freelancer. Now, you can do this with travel or any other sort of videographer if you want to stay put in your own town or city. That's completely cool as well, but I'm focusing on the travel niche because this is what I did in order to travel to various amounts of different places. I did videographer work when I was in South America. So I was just recently in South America in April to May, and I was able to get a client where I just did videography work for them up here in Canada for a couple days, and then I just brought my computer with me and I just did some editing and videographer work for and post-production for my client, but I was able to do it from my laptop in Ecuador, so that was pretty cool. And I'm going to show you a few different ways on how I was able to get the client and get paid to do it as well. So my first thing, the very first thing that you need to do in order to get paid as a travel videographer is, gotta be able to type it in there, is training. So training is especially important to be a videographer. Like, you can't just pick up a camera and start doing it unless you already have a portfolio of years of videos where you're doing trial and error, where it's a lot of self-taught stuff. But you know what? You're always going to need to buy a course, or you're always going to need to learn from an expert. And one of the best ways to do that is to either go to school for a videography thing, but I'm a little skeptical on that because I think that schooling is incredibly overpriced, and I don't promote borrowing money from the government if you need student loans or anything like that in order to pursue further education, because you're just, in all honesty, you're just indebting yourself. And a lot of the time, people that teach or train people at school, they're currently not actually out in the field. A lot of them haven't even been relevant in the field that they're teaching in for around like 10 years or so. And that was my experience in broadcasting school as well. So specific training. So there's a few different resources that I've used with videography training in the past. There's a lot of good YouTubers as well. First one that I would recommend, let's see if I can get this right, is Peter McKinnon. And let's look at his channel right now. So Peter McKinnon. Yeah, so here's Peter McKinnon's channel. It has 2.5 million subs. He has a lot of good photography videos as well as great videography production as well. So he's the first one I would recommend. So I'm not sure if Peter has a course or not, but he has loads of free information on his channel on how, and he has I've bought a few I think LUTs from himself that I've been able to use. I forget what program it was. Just give me a second. Not Audition. It was one of the Adobe Luxes, and I'm having a brain fart right now for what it was. It wasn't for Photoshop. It was Lightroom. There you go. Sorry for that. For Lightroom, and I've been able to create amazing quality pictures with his Lightroom presets and his LUTs for them. And he's a really good resource for that. Another one for post-production is a guy named Justin Odisho. Look him up as well. He may or may not have a course. I think he does have a course on this. I learned videography through schooling, so I didn't actually use these guys as resources to learn this because I've been doing videography since I got my Nikon in 2012, my DSLR 5100. And a lot of it was self-taught, but I also went to school as well to learn it. So those are the 2 big people to look out for. Peter McKinnon to kind of learn how to do the physical elements of videography, and then Justin Odisho teaches you how to do it in post-production so that you can balance both of those out. And those are my 2 recommendations to look at. So Peter, which was the actual physical side, And then Justin O.D. Show is the post-production side. So he uses Adobe Premiere and After Effects as well, which is what I also do too. And the second thing, let's move back down a little bit more. And the second thing that you're going to need in order to get paid as a travel videographer, of course, is testimonials. So I always recommend people that are just starting that want to up their portfolio, please get an Instagram account. That Peter McKinnon also recommends that get an Instagram account and start posting some content on there, especially if you're a videographer, even photographer, just to have a mix of both video and photos on it. So 2 to 3 photos for every video. And with testimonials, I would recommend getting using friends as testimonials, or reaching out to businesses as well, just doing free content for them. And a lot of businesses, they love free promotions. I've seen people write hey, I'm willing to do a few projects for free inside of some Facebook groups, which I'll touch on in a little bit. And they've been able to just get work just like that. So in a snap of a finger, they're able to get these in exchange, they'll work for free in exchange for a testimonial from either the business owner or someone else. And that just ups your portfolio as well, so that it gives you more credibility as a videographer as soon as you have more testimonials, and then your portfolio will just start to grow, and then you can start charging people at a lot higher rates for that. So I would recommend doing it for free, 1 month free, for all of your videography needs or whatnot, because you do need to build that portfolio, and then that builds your trust and credibility as a videographer. And then the last thing that you're going to need in order to get paid to be a travel videographer, this one people I touched on it a little bit, but I'll go into it a bit more, is brand reach out. So reaching out to brands. Let me just do reaching out to brands instead. Reaching out to brands. So there's a few different ways on how you can reach out to brands. I just kind of touched on it for the testimonials, and then you may even be able to just do that first month free. And then if you do such a stellar job, then the company may actually keep you on as a paid client, because then you can make that arrangement first and just right from the get-go, set expectations, which is very important. Just say hey, if you want to continue to use my service, here it's going to be a fee after this first month, and then just create a killer video or whatever content creation project that your client is asking of you. And reaching out to brands, there's 3 different ways on how I've been able to reach out to brands and people to work with as a videographer. First one was through Facebook groups. So there's a ton of Facebook groups out there. It doesn't even matter what niche that you're in. There's a ton of business owners that are in Facebook groups. So I'm a part of this group in Vancouver called Vancouver Vegans, since I am vegan and I like to stay up to date in the community as well of what's going on. And this young gentleman actually posted in it and said, hey, I'm what I just mentioned, hey, I'm willing to do a couple free projects or something like that for some business owners, just in exchange for a testimonial and to up my portfolio. And the amount of feedback that this kid got on his post was amazing, because there were so many business owners that are inside of that Vancouver Vegans group, because the Vancouver vegan scene is very popping, and a lot of restaurant owners especially are inside of that group. Because it's a great way to get organic reach for people that are inside the community, because they want to bring them to whatever restaurants, or even they're selling clothing or merchandise or whatever. There was a ton of business owners in there, so a ton of them. So I think it was around the group was only 7,000 people, but he had over 100 people reach out to him, which was absolutely crazy. So my first recommendation is just Facebook groups in whatever certain niche that you want to work in, and just saying, hey, in exchange for a testimonial or something like that, you're able to just sorry, I'm splurging my words right now. You're able to just reach out to a bunch of those people in that niche, and a lot of the time business owners are inside of those Facebook groups. So that's the first one that I would recommend to reach out to brands. The second one is Instagram. So just DMing people some of your work. So brands just have a written out script that you use just for whatever niche that you're in or whatever brands. And then with reaching out to those brands or hotels and stuff like that, or even if you're traveling, just reach out to some hostels, hotels, and you're going to be able to get a lot of business, especially from Instagram. Just DMs are absolutely excellent to be able to drive more business and create more brand awareness for yourself, and not even for those brands either. So that's for reaching out to brands. So Facebook groups, Instagram, as well as the next one I'm going to do is just Upwork too, which is a freelancing site. So I would recommend that if you're not already on Upwork as a videographer, I would highly recommend you sign up for it. Because it's the freelancer website, and it's a great way to earn money from anywhere in the world, because everyone in the world posts jobs on Upwork. There's people from India, Ukraine, Europe, US, Canada, Australia, England. There's so many different people that post jobs onto Upwork for freelancers, especially travel videographers. And you're able to get a whole bunch of different work and just meet a whole bunch of client requirements if they want to do videography, post-production, or they already have like a media set in place and they just need help with post-production. So those are 3 different ways on how you can reach out to brands. If you would like me to do a video on a script that you can use in order to get a better response rate from these brands, I can for sure do that. Just leave that down in the comment section and let me know if you would like to have a video just on script writing for reaching out to brands. So if you haven't already, please hit subscribe to my channel. If you found this video valuable, also hit like and shoot me a comment if you want to see that see a video on script writing for reaching out to brands, because I think I might actually do that. It's a topic that not many people have really discussed for travel videography. And once again, this is the second of a 5-part series on how you're going to be able to travel for free and even get paid to do so. And once again, my name is Evan, and have a great rest of your day.